Here are my top gets of 2025. All of them are Transformers, of course. So, there's not like 10 of them, so there's like more than 10. So, and I'm gonna give the first spot to, just trying to think which, I got them all next to me, so. Speed Doll 800, my first Real Gear robot. Got this on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace for $10. $10, no, sorry, $20, I believe. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Does the flip phone thing, as expected. He's pretty solid. I mean, this is way cooler than those Transformers bots. And I plan to get a few more of these Real Gear robots. Yeah, he's pretty. His transformation is of course pretty simple, but he's very cool. Like he's very 2000s. Like because flip phones were like what people had before some people had before iPhones, and then also there was also the classic Nokia, but also flip. But if I was a kid in like the 2000s before iPhones, I would have had a flip phone. That's what my phone would have been. I would have had a flip phone. I would choose to get a flip phone. Yeah, Speed Dial is the first slot. My next favorite get of 2025 is Alternator's Roll Bar. This is honestly, ever since I got those other two Alternator figures I had that I've since put on Marketplace because I don't really want them that much. But yeah, Roll Bar is my favorite out of the Alternators. And this one was also the only one actually I can transform without struggling, because Skids, I can't really figure out how to put the arms in, so I don't want to transform him again. But when I transformed Swindle, he was pretty easy. He was a lot easier. So, and out of the three molds, Roll Bar was my favorite, and of course I got him at the Woodstock Toy Expo in London, Woodstock. And he was still in the box, but even though I did say I was thinking about doing an unboxing, but I ended up not doing that. But yeah, Roll Bar is another one of my favorite gets. Another one of my favorite gets of 2025 is Retro Edition Gears. Now, I kind of skipped out on Legacy Gears, but then it didn't really matter, because since when this was released, this kind of just spoke to me a bit more. And also, what's weird is that this version has the gun painted silver and the silver paint, when the Legacy version just had the gun in black. Well, you would think that this one should have came with this gun should have came with the Legacy Gears, and the one should have came with this guy. But yeah, this mold is really nice. I can see why people like Legacy Gears so much, but honestly, I prefer this version. Mainly because of the head, because he just looks more, doesn't look much of a grump. Only thing I don't like about Gears is the fact that he's a grump. I know that's basically his shtick since '84. But I prefer Gears as being like a little more approachable. Yeah, but still, that's one of my favorite gets. Another one of my favorite gets is, of course, Sea Spray from Hunt for the Decepticons. Yeah, I still have his missiles. They're just in my bag, and just in my yellow bag that I have put all my favorite Transformers in. They're just at the bottom, because these missiles don't really stay in that well. And plus, I know they're supposed to shoot out, but I'm thinking about gluing them in there so they can stay in there instead of just having to deal with them shooting off. But yeah, this is my favorite Sea Spray figure by far. It's just really nice. Really nice figure. Yeah, he's the reason why I wanted to get Breacher, and the Scout Class Breacher, because that's his part, because he's because Breacher is the partner food to this guy. Yeah, there's sea spray. Next is already 2001 Supercharged X-Brawn. Now, he's got a bit of paint jamming, like right here, and especially the Autobot logo on the top is basically just gone. Notice the paint on the bumper flicked off a lot here. Also, when I got him, this whole bumper thing was missing. But he did have his weapons, of course. And yeah, out of the Autobot brothers from his time, X-Brawn is my favorite. Because he's probably the easiest to transform. He's always been my favorite out of the three. And this is supercharged form, and I really like it. He looks like Wheeljack almost. Sorry, that was my dad coughing. But yeah, X-Brawn. Next, this next thing is another thing I got on Marketplace, and it is 2007 Deluxe Class Wreckage. This is really cool. Like, Wreckage is probably one of the coolest figures of the 2007 toy line. He's got a cool vehicle mode. His weapons are pretty nice too, and they can do some stuff with that. He's got a cool automorph thing, even though it really doesn't. Even on my copy, like one of the shoulders kind of just is a little stiff. So when you move it, the whole automorph thing just undoes itself. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is some kind of cannon or something. But yeah, that's that was a Wreckage, and then. Oh, sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. But yeah. One of my favorite gets is, of course, Stockade. I got this at the Woodstock Antique Mall. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Out of all the 2007 figures, this one, I think, to me, Stockade feels the most like a Transformer Cybertron figure, because his transformation is simpler than it should be. Yeah, he's pretty cool though. He's become one of the cleaner. He's got a very clean vehicle mode. His on the side is a bit much, but yeah, that's Stockade. And of course, another thing I got one side. Wreckage is, of course, another 07 figure, and that's Payload. Yeah, I really like this guy. He's got a really nice vehicle mode. He's got a fun gimmick with a claw thing that comes out of his chest. Even the little chest piece thing, like the little chest piece where the claw comes out of, surprisingly isn't, just kind of holds there by friction. But other than that, it's a really cool. This is still a cool figure. And also, I do plan to get this guy below. For those who don't know, this guy was retooled into Dispensor and released in Japan during when Age of Extinction came around. Even though I think that they should have just done that when the 07 movie came on, because that's when, as we all know, Dispensor made his appearance in that movie. But yeah, that's Payload. Next, my next favorite get of 2025 is Animated Blitzwing, which I got at the Woodstock Toy Expo. Also, the one half of this visor thing, one half of it wasn't painted. So my sister painted that. I had my sister paint that for me. My sister decided to paint that for me, and yeah, it was really nice of her. Yeah, I keep him in Taken most of the time because, well, it's probably the most solid vehicle mode. His jet mode doesn't really hold together that much, even if the back end is taps into the feet. But yeah, but still, this is definitely a way cooler figure than Legacy Blitzwing. Yeah, I'm so glad I got this guy. Next, I have Fast Action Battlers Double Blade Optimus Prime. This, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best Fast Action Battlers we ever got. and also probably the best one for Optimus Prime, because like out of this one and like and the other and the one that was like that grappling hook kind of thing, this one is might be superior, because along with having his double blades, that's just spring loaded. He also, under this arm, he also has a cannon that can flip out. This didn't come with the missile launch, the missile though. But yeah, it's definitely probably one of the best fast action battles we ever got. So yeah, I love that guy. Next is Transmetal Optimus Primal. This guy is really cool. Like, I got him in the box. You got him. The metallic stuff hasn't really flaked. The metallic hasn't really flaked off. So that's good. And yeah, he's very cool. Love that. And of course, there's got to be Tailpipe. Another one of my favorite gets of this year. And of course, Pinpoint. I got this guy on eBay. And it doesn't. I didn't get his human partner though, so aren't normal. It's just I mainly wanted the main two guys. But yeah, he's from the Dark of the Moon Human Alliance toy line for those who don't know. Yeah, and he's also, I think in my opinion, he's also one of the best motorcycle Transformers you ever got. Yeah, that's Tailpipe. Just gotta separate the two figures. I think I'm okay. It looks like I need to make this quick because I'm running low on megabytes. So speed run. So reactivate Bumblebee, another good get. One of my favorite gets of 2025, and Legacy United G1 Optimus Prime, one of my favorites. 07 Old Junkie Chimera Bumblebee. Allspark Power Cliff Jumper. (2010) Wolf of Cybertron Bumblebee. He has his gun, of course. It's right there. Revenge of the Fallen Smokescreen. That for right now I'm using as a placeholder for Jazz for my Autobots. Revenge of the Fallen Beachcomber. Skylass Beachcomber. I did have his cannons, his guns on top, but they broke. But they still relatively sound, so I couldn't bear to throw them away. Beast Wars Snarl, or Tasmanian Kid, as I'm gonna call him, because it's basically the same thing, except from the brown, except from the plastic being a bit darker for Tasmanian Kid. Beast Machines Mirage, got this guy on eBay. Scout Class Breacher, love this. And of course, Scattershot from Revenge of the Fallen. Then, of course, I got Cyberworld Bumblebee, Skybite, Optimus Prime, Grimlock, and finally, something that I got on the 20th along with Tasmanian Kid, Beast Wars Magna Boss. I got originally he was charged, the guy he was in a Ziploc bag at the Woodstock Toy Expo with a price saying for about $100, but since I already spent $25 on a Snarl here, or Tasmanian Kid, the guy was nice enough to could tell that I wanted this guy, and so he did a 25% off discount, and I got this guy for $75. yeah. And those are my favorite gets of 2025. See y'all next year. Goodbye.